Las Vegas, Nevada, MGM Grand Garden Arena, November 9, 1996. The official weigh-in for the World Heavyweight title fight. The air is thick with tension, pure electricity. 5,000 people packed into a space that feels too small to contain the energy about to explode. Two men prepare to step on the scale. Two men who represent everything brutal, relentless, and absolutely savage about boxing. Mike Tyson, 30 years old, 5'10", of pure destruction condensed into human form. The man who has knocked out 44 opponents in 47 fights. The man whose name is synonymous with terror in the ring. The man who makes other fighters reconsider their careers when they see his name on the contract. Tyson is not just a boxer, he is a force of nature. When he enters the ring, it's not to win on points, not to display technique. It's to destroy, to dismantle, to send a message that says, you shouldn't have taken this fight. And on the other side, Evander Holyfield, 34 years old, 6'1", 215 pounds of sculpted muscle and determination that borders on fanaticism. The man who has already been champion, who lost the title, who was written off as finished by the entire sports media. The man everyone says is too old, too slow, too fragile to face Mike Tyson. The odds are 25-1 against Holyfield, 25-1. The experts are not predicting a Tyson victory, they are predicting a massacre. They are predicting that Holyfield will be carried out of the ring on a stretcher. Some doctors even called for the fight to be cancelled, claiming it would be unethical to allow a declining fighter to face the destruction machine called Mike Tyson. But Holyfield took the fight anyway. Not for money, not for fame. For something deeper. For redemption. For proving everyone wrong. For showing that age is just a number when you have something that cannot be measured in statistics. Unshakable faith in yourself. The weigh-in begins. The crowd is restless, shouting, holding signs, cameras flashing constantly. The announcer shouts Tyson's name, and the arena erupts. Tyson enters the stage wearing a simple black t-shirt, black pants, his face a mask of calculated indifference. He doesn't smile, doesn't wave, doesn't acknowledge the crowd. He is in work mode. His eyes are empty, dead, the eyes of a predator who has already decided his prey has no chance. He steps on the scale. 222 pounds, 100.7 kilograms of muscle, speed, and murderous intent. He steps off, looks at no one, simply positions himself in the center of the stage, and waits. The announcer shouts Holyfield's name. The reception is mixed. Half the crowd cheers, rooting for the underdog, the veteran, the man who refuses to quit. The other half is silent, pitying him, knowing that in less than 24 hours he will be just another victim on Tyson's knockout list. Holyfield enters the stage and something is immediately different. He doesn't look nervous, he doesn't look intimidated. He is smiling. Not a forced smile, not a fake smile for the cameras. A genuine, calm, serene smile. The smile of a man who knows something no one else knows. He steps on the scale, 215 pounds, 97.5 kilograms. 7 kilograms lighter than Tyson. The crowd murmurs. He's too small, too light. This won't last 3 rounds. Holyfield steps off the scale, and the organizers call both fighters to the center of the stage for the traditional stare-down. This is where photographers get their iconic images. This is where fighters try to establish psychological dominance. This is where wars are won or lost before the first bell even rings. Tyson and Holyfield walk toward each other. The distance between them shrinks. 3 meters, 2 meters, 1 meter. They are face to face now. Tyson is shorter but wider, thicker. His neck is like a tree trunk. His shoulders look capable of knocking down walls. He looks up, straight into Holyfield's eyes, with that dead, empty stare that has broken dozens of men before the fight even started. Holyfield looks down, and then he does something no one expected. He smiles. Not a nervous smile, a confident smile, almost amused, as if Tyson were a joke that only he understood. And then Holyfield speaks. His voice is low, just loud enough for Tyson to hear, but the microphones pick it up. "You're not God, Mike. Tomorrow night you're going to find that out." The crowd doesn't hear it clearly, but they see Tyson's reaction. His eyes narrow. His jaw clenches. Something flashes across his face, quick, almost imperceptible. Anger. Not the cold, controlled anger of a predator. Real, hot anger. The anger of a man who has just been publicly disrespected. Tyson takes a step forward, invading Holyfield's personal space. Their faces are inches apart. Security moves in immediately, ready to separate them if necessary. The tension is unbearable. 5,000 people hold their breath. And then Holyfield does the second thing no one expected. He doesn't back down, doesn't blink. He leans forward, bringing his face even closer until their foreheads almost touch. "Tomorrow," he whispers, "you're going to feel what it's really like to get beat." The crowd explodes, half in applause, half in boos, all in absolute shock. No one talks to Mike Tyson like that. No one provokes the most dangerous man on the planet and lives to tell the tale. Security finally intervenes, separating the two, pushing them to opposite sides of the stage. Tyson is guided toward the exit, but he turns one last time, pointing at Holyfield, his lips forming words the cameras can't catch, but everyone can imagine. The weigh-in ends in chaos. Journalists shouting questions, photographers pushing for better angles, trainers trying to calm their fighters. But the damage is done. The provocation has been thrown. And Mike Tyson, the man who always fought with calculated coldness, now has something more dangerous fueling his fire. Personal anger. 24 hours later, MGM Grand Garden Arena. The same venue, but transformed. 16,000 people fill every seat. Pay-per-view is selling millions of views around the world. Celebrities occupy the front rows. Jack Nicholson, Denzel Washington, Oprah Winfrey, all there to witness what the media is calling the massacre of the year. The odds remain heavily against Holyfield. No one, absolutely no one in the professional boxing world believes he has a chance. The ring is lit like an altar. Everything outside it is in semi-darkness. The commentators speak in grave, almost reverent tones. "This could be Evander Holyfield's last fight," one of them says. "And honestly, we hope it's quick, for his sake." The bell rings for round one. Tyson explodes from his corner like a heat-seeking missile. He doesn't move like a traditional boxer. He moves like a storm, head low, shoulders rolling, fists throwing combinations designed not to score points, but to remove consciousness from his opponent. He advances on Holyfield. The crowd is on its feet, roaring. Tyson throws a left hook that could drop a bull. Holyfield ducks. Not by much, just enough. The punch passes millimeters from his head. Tyson throws a straight right with all his body weight behind it. Holyfield blocks with his forearm, absorbs the impact, doesn't retreat, and then he does something extraordinary. He counters. Not with a single punch, but with a four-punch combination. Jab, jab, hook, uppercut. All connect. All land clean on Tyson's face. The crowd goes silent for a second, processing the impossible. Evander Holyfield, the 25-1 underdog, has just hit Mike Tyson with 4 clean shots. And Tyson, the man who was supposedly unbreakable, staggered. Just one step back, but it was enough. Enough to plant doubt. Enough to change the narrative. The rounds continue and something unbelievable is happening. Holyfield is not being massacred. He is competing. More than that, he is dominating. Round 3. Holyfield controls the center of the ring. Round 5. Holyfield lands a combination that opens a cut over Tyson's eye. Round 6. Tyson is breathing heavily through his mouth, something he never does. He is tired. He is frustrated. He is losing. And then comes round 11. Both men are exhausted, but Holyfield seems to have found a second source of energy. He presses Tyson against the ropes, lands a jab flush. Tyson tries to answer with a hook, but he is slow. Too slow. Holyfield sees the opening. He plants his right foot, rotates his hips, and throws a left hook that comes from somewhere deep, from somewhere where technique meets absolute will, to win. The punch connects on Tyson's temple with a sound that echoes through the arena. Crack. Dry. Definitive. Final. The body of Mike Tyson, the destruction machine, the terror of boxing, simply shuts down. His legs buckle. His eyes lose focus. He falls sideways, like a tree being felled, and hits the canvas with a dull thud that makes 16,000 people jump from their seats. The referee doesn't need to count. He simply waves it off, arms crossed. It's over. Technical knockout. Evander Holyfield, the man everyone said was finished, the man no one gave a chance, has just knocked out Mike Tyson. The arena erupts in a primal roar, people screaming, crying, jumping, unable to process what they have just witnessed. Holyfield drops to his knees in the center of the ring, not from exhaustion, but from gratitude. He looks upward, tears streaming down his face, and whispers, "Thank you." Mike Tyson is being helped by his team. He sits on the stool in his corner, eyes glazed, still not fully conscious. When reality finally settles in, he buries his face in his gloves. For the first time in his career, Mike Tyson looks human, vulnerable, defeated. The story will be told for decades. The impossible underdog. The fighter everyone discarded. The man who proved that faith, determination, and preparation can overcome even the most terrifying opponent. Evander Holyfield did not just beat Mike Tyson. He proved that in boxing, as in life, it's never about the size of the fighter in the ring, but about the size of the fight within the fighter.